ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ 10 ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ Cbse ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಸ್ಥಿತಿಗೆ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಐಸ್. ಇಷ್ಟ ದೇವತೆಗೆ ಗುರು ಹಿರಿಯರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಿ ಇಂದಿನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸಗಳನ್ನು ಏಕಾಗ್ರ ಚಿತ್ತದಿಂದ ಶಾಂತ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಿಂದ ಮಾಡಿ ಮುಗಿಸುವ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡಲು, ಕಲಿತ ವಿಷಯಗಳನ್ನು ಜ್ಞಾಪಕದಲ್ಲಿಟ್ಟುಕೊಳ್ಳುವ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡಲು, ಜ್ಞಾಪಕದಲ್ಲಿರುವ ವಿಷಯಗಳನ್ನು ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಬರೆಯುವ ಬುದ್ಧಿಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡಲು ಇಷ್ಟ ದೇವತೆಗೆ, ಗುರು ಹಿರಿಯರಿಗೆ, ಕುಲದೇವರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಿ. ಟೇಕ್ ಎ ಡೀಪ್ ಬ್ರೆತ್ಸ್. Yes, good evening, my dear students. So far in the first chapter, chemical reactions and chemical equations, one of the basic chapters in length we discussed in bridge course. In the chapter, first part is very important, writing chemical equations and balancing. We learnt it in detail on it. And second part of the reaction is types of reaction. Only two parts are there important. In the types of the reactions, let me refresh you. Yes, welcome. Sanmi, Pratham. Good evening. Good evening. You studied combination reaction. Combination reactions are the reactions in which two or more reactants react forming single product. And there are few types, you can remember them as EE, EC, CC. EE stands for element-element combination. EC stands for element-compound combination. CC stands for compound-compound combination. Then you started studying decomposition reaction. This is the reverse reaction of the combination reaction. The reaction in which a single reactant decomposes by absorbing some energy either in the form of the heat, thermal decomposition reaction TEP, E by electrical energy, by P for photolytic decomposition reaction. Studied in the previous class about the thermal decomposition reactions. Different examples we studied, and we were discussing electrolytic decomposition. Thermal decomposition reaction makes use of heat energy, and electrical energy is used in case of electrolytic decomposition reaction, and photolytic decomposition reaction, the light energy of the sun, light energy is used. Clear it to you? This is a summary of what all we discussed. Still we have to study displacement reactions, double displacement reaction, note them, redox reactions. If you study this much and the application of oxidation reaction in the daily life, the chapter will be completed. I will send you in the WhatsApp group assignment and you just practice them. Then I will take a test, offline test and online test on Vedims app. Download Vedims app, that will help you a lot to learn the time management. Let me rub this part, continue with the decomposition reaction. The decomposition reaction. In that we are left with electrolytic decomposition reaction. E stands for electrolytic decomposition reaction. We stopped in between electrolytic decomposition reaction. As I said, you have to take a mug, maybe asked in the examination as experiment, and observe carefully. Electrolysis was discovered by Michael Faraday. I was telling you in the last class, very important. This is based on electrolysis. You can note down the electrolysis definition, which is not clear in your textbook and very useful later in higher classes. The decomposition, you can note down the definition, the decomposition of a substance either in molten state, molten means molten state means you have to melt it directly, or in a aqueous solution, on passing direct current through it. You cannot use passing direct current. Correct definition, direct current through it is called electrolysis, and Michael Faraday worked on it, electrolysis. This definition and experiment were conducted by Michael Faraday. Faraday's laws of electrolysis are there, and those you will be learning in 12th standard electrochemistry. The decomposition means splitting of a substance either in molten state, important keyword, or in aqueous solution. On passing, very important is direct current. Alternating current, if you use, you will not get a decomposition. Reactions will be reversed. Okay. Now, coming to the point here, electrolytic. Why it is called as electrolytic? Because you are using the principle of electrolysis here. To pass a direct current, we need a battery. We are using 6-volt battery. And for any electrolysis, you need a cathode, which is a negative electrode. You need an anode, which is a positive electrode. You are using graphite electrodes here, fixed at the bottom. You have to take a 2-hole rubber cork. Through one hole, you have to fix one graphite rod. To another rod, you have to fix a graphite rod. Take 2 test tubes. Fill half of it with water mixed with dilute sulfuric acid. Why dilute sulfuric acid is one of the reasons asked. Dilute sulfuric acid is used because pure water is poor conductor of electricity. When you add little dilute sulfuric acid to it, it becomes a conductor because it should pass the current. Because these electrodes are not connected. This is connected by water only. You have to fill it with water. Take 2 test tubes, fill completely with water, put them upside down at the mouth of this particular rubber cork. Then these electrodes are connected to negative terminal of the battery, and it is this electrode is called as cathode, and this positive terminal of the battery, a battery will have 2 terminals, positive and negative, is connected to left side test tube electrode. Left electrode is called as anode, right electrode is called as cathode. Now, if you switch on the battery, the current is passed through it. Then the reaction takes place. Means the water starts decomposition. Clear to you? The water starts a decomposition, right? And it will decompose. Decomposition of water starts. So this water, on passing DC current, direct current through it, it will decompose. Water consists of positive ions, H plus ions, and negative ions are O minus 2 ions. Remember, the H plus ions will have the positive charge, and this electrode is having negative charge. Therefore, H plus ions are attracted towards what? Attracted towards the cathode, because unlike charges attract, like charges repel. This electrode is having positive charge, therefore negative ions, oxide ions will move here. Correct you? Or OH minus ion. H plus ion, water consists of, this will contain H plus and OH minus ions. And these H plus ions will undergo decomposition, right? They are attracted towards the positive electrode and they are attracted towards the negative electrode. I will not go for more details here. and therefore these H plus ions will lose their charge and liberate hydrogen gas here. The bubbles of the hydrogen gas will rise up and the gas will push the water down. It is called as a downward displacement of acidified water and collected here. This empty space shows hydrogen gas is filled. Similarly, the oxygen gas O minus 2 ions will lose the charge, become oxygen gas. The bubbles of the oxygen gas are liberated here and they are collected here. And you can observe that the empty space of the hydrogen gas is double than this. Means oxygen and hydrogen are collected in the ratio 1:2. Why? We can understand by writing the equation. H2O decomposes forming two gases. One is hydrogen gas, another one is oxygen gas. H2 is a liquid. H2 plus O2 gas. Now balance the equation. How many hydrogen atoms on the right? 2. On the left, 2. How many oxygen atoms on the right? 2. To make it as 2, let me take 2H2O. Let me take 2H2O. Sridhar, welcome. Good evening. Very good. You be on the live stream so that you can interact here. And I'll be seeing your comments. 2H2O becomes 2H2 plus O2. Formula is 2H2O, 2H2 plus O2. Correct or not? See, I have written here. Correct answer. 2H2O, 2H2 plus O2. Correct answer, Sanvi. Correct answer. 2H2O gives rise to 2H2 plus O2. Observe here. What is the volume of hydrogen here? 2. Volume of oxygen in the balanced chemical equation is 1. Therefore, 2 volumes of hydrogen means 2 cc of hydrogen if it is liberated, 1 cc of oxygen is liberated. Therefore, it is double. The questions appeared. Why acidified? Reasoning may be asked. Why acidified? Why dilute sulfuric acid is added to the water? Because pure water is poor conductor of electricity. Therefore, to make it as a good conductor, pure water, you can note it reason. Remember this, particularly Cbse students, pure water, poor conductor of electricity. Poor conductor of electricity. Hence, on adding little dilute sulfuric acid, formula is H2SO4, it becomes a good conductor. It becomes a conductor. One question. Another question asked is, the volume of the gas collected in cathode where hydrogen gas is liberated, you will be asked. Right at the bottom, hydrogen gas is liberated at cathode. On that, questions appeared in MCQ. And oxygen gas is liberated at anode. Why they are called as anode? Positive ions are called as, remember, positive ions are called as cations. Positive ions are called as cations. Negative ions are called as, remember, anions. As during electrolysis, on passing direct current through it, cations migrate towards this electrode. Therefore, this electrode is called as cathode. The electrode where anions will migrate means move. Anions move. Negatively charged ions will move towards the positive electrode. Therefore, it is called as anode. Remember, what is the meaning of cathode? Cathode means cations. Cations means negative ions. Positive ions move. The electrode towards which positive ions or cations move is called as cathode. Why it is called as anode? Anions, negative ions means anions. Anions move towards it. Anions are negative ions, move towards it. Therefore, the name anode. Understood the meaning of the word cathode and anode. Why anions move, cations move towards cathode? Cathode will be negatively charged. Oppositely charge attract each other is one of the law in electricity. Opposite charges attract each other, means negatively charged electrode attracts positive ions, that is cations. Therefore, the negative electrode is called as cathode. Negatively charged ions will migrate towards a positively charged electrode. Therefore, positively charged electrode is called as anode because anions move towards it. Understand completely? And these are some of the questions that will be asked on this experiment. Generally, you will be asked to label. This is called as plastic mug. Plastic mug, label the parts. This is acidified water mixed with dilute sulfuric acid. So these are graphite electrodes. Graphite electrodes mention clearly cathode, anode, or whatever is asked. Draw any diagram, label the following parts. Will be a question generally asked in the exam, and it is very important as far as examination is concerned. Reasonings will be asked, right? So that is the decomposition of water. Similarly, we will take a few more examples, right? Can you tell me what happens when, similarly, when molten sodium chloride, liquid sodium chloride is electrolyzed by passing direct current. What happens when aluminum oxide, Al2O3, molten Al2O3, direct current is passed through it, electrolysis takes place. So at cathode, which product you are expecting? Sodium metal is liberated, solid. At anode, the chlorine gas is liberated. This is another example of electrolytic decomposition reaction. Sodium metal is manufactured by using electrolysis only. Even aluminum metal you are using, right? Sodium metal is a soft metal, can be cut with a knife. Aluminum metal you are used in electrical wire and in wrappers in cigarettes or food. White colored, highly malleable, later I will talk in the metals and non-metals. Aluminum solid is liberated and liberating oxygen gas. Balance these equations. These are two more. Example 2 of electrolytic decomposition. Example 3 of electrolytic decomposition. This is example 1. Take 3 examples, balance the equations. Balance the equation. Good evening, Akshita. Good evening. Welcome. Try to balance the equation. First you balance sodium metal. Sodium metal is 1 balanced. Chlorine atoms are how many there? 2. Therefore make this sodium chloride as 2 NaCl. Now sodium atoms are disturbed. Therefore it is called as hit and trial method. Those who are not perfect in writing formula, balancing equation, you can watch my bridge course videos in a live stream, LogG channel. LogG channel, go live. There they are available. Those who joined me late, and ask your friends to join earlier, be regularly present here. Okay. Now, how many aluminum atoms? 2 aluminum atoms. Let me write it as 2Al. Now observe here, the oxygen atoms on the left are odd. Whenever there are odd number of oxygen atoms, first step is make them even by taking a 2 here. 2 3s are 6. Now it becomes even. By multiplying whole formula, don't touch this formula, Al2O3. Aluminum atoms are now disturbed. 2 2s becomes 4. Therefore, make it as 4Al. Now, oxygen atoms are 6. Can I write it as 3O2? 3O2. And where the sodium metal is discharged, sodium metal is extracted by this method, electrolytic method. Aluminum metal is obtained by electrolytic method. It is liberated at cathode. Chlorine gas is liberated at anode. Take a pen and paper. have a separate notebook like your regular class. You attend them seriously. You will get the best out of this course if you come live sharp at 8:30, 45 minutes. That regularity gives you a connectivity with me and your subject will be improved. Recorded classes, if you watch, it is meaningless. You cannot interact here. Aluminum oxide, correct answer, balanced. At cathode, aluminum is liberated. Generally, positive ions are liberated at cathode. Negative ions are liberated at anode. Why? I explained you clearly. I hope you understood. Electrolytic decomposition reaction. Take these three examples, more than sufficient. Right? Any doubts in this? Okay, you can send your doubts in the WhatsApp group. After studying, I will send you assignments, home assignments, Log-G live home assignments. I started sending from yesterday. Already I sent you trigonometry identities. I will send chemical reactions and equation home assignments also. Okay, continue. Next method and the last method in the decomposition reaction. Last in the decomposition reaction is a photolytic decomposition reaction. Photolytic decomposition reaction. Third one in it. First one is thermal. Second one is electrolytic. Photolytic decomposition. Decomposition reaction takes place. Decomposition reaction takes place by passing sunlight on it. Take a watch glass. Take a watch glass. Watch glasses will be there available in the laboratory. They are small glass apparatus available in it, and just you place the chlorides of silver, bromide. You can take AgCl. Generally AgCl will be white colored, or you can take AgBr, silver bromide, or you can take AgI, silver iodide. Its name is silver chloride. Silver chloride formula Ag plus 1, Cl minus 1, net charge 0. Silver chloride. This one is called as silver bromide. Silver bromide. This one is called as silver iodide. When you take them in a watch glass, right, and just pass sunlight on it, keep your window open where the sunlight comes. In a watch glass, you keep it in the presence of sunlight, generally coming from your window. So there you place it for some time. After some time, white colored AgCl becomes gray. Gray colored silver. Silver bromide will be lightly yellowish. It will also become gray. Silver iodide is also having light brown color, and it also becomes gray. So this is observation when you pass the sunlight. Why it happens? It happens because whenever you pass the sunlight, AgCl will absorb the sunlight. The energy of the sun rays, heat energy of the sun rays. In sun rays, ultra, that is IR radiations, infrared radiations. They are called as infrared radiation. Remember, generally in summer season, you will feel very hot, no? Or whenever you go to any fire, you will feel hot. That hot rays or heat rays present in the sun, remember a quick question. The hottest of the sun rays is because of infrared radiations. Sun rays consist of different radiations. X-rays will be present in it, gamma rays will be present in it. Later in 11th standard, you will be learning the heatness of the sun is due to IR radiations. Whenever the heat coming from the stove, gas stove, that is because IR radiations. Whenever fire is burning, the heat is coming, those rays are higher radiations. Even from the sun also, the infrared radiations are responsible for the hotness in the sun. Those higher radiations will break the bond and they will form silver solid and liberating gray, that is a chlorine gas. Chlorine gas is liberated from this. You are left with the gray colored silver. Similarly, reaction takes place with silver bromide. Silver bromide when exposed to sunlight, right, it also forms gray colored silver, liberating bromine gas. Br2 gas is liberated. Similarly, silver iodide, it is also solid, and in the presence of sunlight, write the reaction, it forms gray colored solid, silver, liberating iodine gas, arrow mark upwards. Completely write the reaction with physical state, color, etc. And all these reactions are called as photolytic decomposition. Photo, the word photo is from photon. Photon means the sun rays present in the light particles are called as photon by Einstein. Therefore, photography, photochemical reactions, even photosynthesis in the plants to convert carbon dioxide into carbohydrates, natural reaction. Photo wherever comes means light. When sunlight is passed on them, the decomposition reaction. Very important note, you may be asked, what is the order of reactivity? Generally, silver bromide reacts very fast. Silver bromide reactivity is greater than, this symbol is greater than. Silver chloride reaction is greater than silver iodide. Means decomposition of silver bromide is fastest and silver iodide is slowest. Note this particularly in multiple choice questions. Order of reactivity in the presence of sunlight is silver bromide very fastly decomposes. Next comes silver chloride, moderate. Silver iodide is slowest. I hope you understood. These are called as a decomposition reaction. Of them, these reactions are used in black. We are used in black and white photography. One of the use of it may be asked. One more question. Black and white photography. They were used. Photography. When the sunlight falls on them, right, the chlorine gas liberated, and this will the silver, gray colored silver will copy the image on it on the photographic film. Therefore, they were used in black and white photography. Now you have digital photography, no problem now. I hope you understood photolytic decomposition. Correct. Silver iodide, balance the equations, all the equations. Silver 1 atom, chlorine 2 atom, therefore you have to take 2AgCl, 2Az. There are 2 silver atoms, 2Az. Similarly, you can write 2AgBr is equal to 2Az plus Br2. 2AgI is equal to 2Az plus I2. Balancing, already you learned. You, as soon as you write the skeletal equation, learn to balance it. Two important points you have to remember. Order of reactivity. Bromides fastest, iodides slowest. Used in a black and white photography. These points you note down. That completes the decomposition reaction. I hope you understood. 2AgI gives rise to 2Az plus I2. Not only these things, remember all extra things I told, note down them. Some things are not present in your textbook but appear in the exam, particularly Cbse students and even state students also. Some in-text typical questions will appear. Then we will move on to very important reactions. After combination reaction, you studied decomposition reaction. The third reaction, we studied already. The first reaction, combination. And second reaction is the decomposition reaction. Third reaction we are studying is the displacement reaction. Very important reaction. Displacement reaction. Displacement reaction. What do you mean by displacement? Displacement means, suppose Mr. A is sitting here, Mr. B is sitting here. If Mr. A displaces Mr. B, means occupy the position of B, then it is called as, and B is replaced from it. B goes away, A comes to the position of this B, then it is called as a displacement. The meaning of displacement. You can write the definition of displacement reaction. Before that, we'll conduct an experiment before I define. You take a test tube, draw the diagram. It is a very important experiment. You take in a test tube copper sulfate solution. Copper sulfate solution. What is the formula of copper sulfate solution? CuSO4. Why CuSO4? Plus 2 minus 2. Net charge is 0. Anybody knows the color of it? Anybody know the color of it? Copper sulfate is blue in color. Copper sulfate crystals are blue in color. When dissolved in water, it will be blue in color. Then in this test tube, you take an iron nail. Draw this diagram. Question will appear on this. In this copper sulfate solution having blue in color, you take a iron nail. You know iron nail, ಕಬ್ಬಿಣದ ಮಳಿ. iron nail ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಳಿ ತಗೋರಿ, ಮಳಿ, ಕಬ್ಬಿಣದ ಮಳಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ದಾರ ಕಟ್ರಿ. ದಾರ ಕಟ್ಟಿ ಇದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಮುಳುಗಿಸಿಬಿಡ್ರಿ. Immerse it in the copper sulfate using a thread. One thread, ಇದು iron nail. Take a iron nail and dip it. Dip the iron nail in the copper sulfate solution. Leave it for some time. Iron nail dipped in a copper sulfate solution. Okay. What are your observations? Now see, what are your observations in it? List the observations. Very important. What are the observations? I will write observations in this experiment. Then I will talk about the definition of observations. If you leave it for some 30 minutes, after 30 minutes, you make two observations. You take this iron nail outside, and on the iron nail, you can observe, right, a reddish colored deposit on iron nail. Deposits on a iron nail. ಈ ಕಬ್ಬಿಣದ ಮಳಿ ತಗೊಂಡು ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಹಿಂಗ್ ನೀವು ತೆಗೆದ್ರಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೈಗೆ ಹತ್ತದ ರೆಡ್ಡಿಶ್ ಬ್ರೌನ್ ಕಲರ್ ಡಿಪಾಸಿಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದ. ಮಧ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಇರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ರೆಡ್ಡಿಶ್ ಬ್ರೌನ್ ಕಲರ್ ಡಿಪಾಸಿಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದ. ಎರಡನೇದೇನಂದ್ರ ಬ್ಲೂ ಕಲರ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಪೇಲ್ ಬ್ಲೂ. The blue color of a copper sulfate solution fades. Copper sulfate solution fades. This is called as observation. Whenever you are asked to write the observation made in this experiment, first observation is reddish colored deposit on iron nail. Solid, reddish colored solid deposits on the iron nail. The blue color of the copper sulfate solution fades. Color becomes light. Now to explain this particular reaction in the symbolic form, what are the reactants here? Reactant is iron nail. Ironale is represented by the symbol that is iron plus. You are using another reactant is copper sulfate. Copper sulfate. These are the reactants. Now you must write the products here. What happens is very important. These observations show that this particular ironale, when dipped in copper sulfate solution, there are two ions. One is Cu plus 2 ion, another one is SO4 minus 2 ion. Two ions are present. That copper will be deposited on this. Means the main product formed is copper is deposited. Plus the iron, right, reacts with sulfate. Iron will have Fe plus 2 ion. Iron is converted to Fe plus 2 ion. This will combine with it and you are getting iron 2 sulfate or ferrous sulfate. Ferrous sulfate is the verbal equation. Write the symbol of this particular reaction. And this is verbal equation. You already perfect in writing the formula. Write the reaction. Iron Fe solid plus copper sulfate CuSO4 aqueous solution gives rise to no necessity of heating at all. No conditions are required. This iron will displace the copper and occupies its place, and copper will be displaced here and deposited as a reddish color. The reddish color on the ironale is because of this deposition of copper, plus another product is ferrous sulfate. Observe, ferrous sulfate will have the formula FeSO4. Now what happened here? The element iron displaces another element from the compound, and this compound is deposited on the ironale and ferrous sulfate. Now you can explain the reasons for the observation. Reddish color deposit on the ironale is because of copper. You have to answer. Why the blue color of copper sulfate solution fades? Because the copper solution, more and more copper, the blue color is because of Cu plus 2 ions. Cu plus 2 ions will have the blue color. As more and more copper is converted, Cu plus 2 ions are converted to copper, the concentration of the Cu plus 2 ions decreases. Therefore, blue color fades. Blue color fades because Cu plus 2 ions concentration, ion concentration decreases. Blue colored Cu plus 2 ion concentration decreases. Very important reasoning. When ironale is dipped for 30 minutes, the blue color of the copper sulfate solution fades. Give reason, assertion and reasoning. Cbse students, take care of it. Such a reaction in which an element displaces or takes the position of another element from its compound is called as displacement reaction. I hope you understood the experiment first. Now we will define definition. Don't go for a definition unless you understand the concept. I hope you understood the concept, experiment clearly. Clear? We will write the displacement reaction. Definition of the displacement reaction. I hope you noted in your notebook all important points, extra points which are not explained in the textbook. You will get extra reactions also. Therefore, open your notebook and pen and they will help you to write tough questions if appears in the exam. I will cover as many reactions as possible. Now, suppose that you are asked one more question. Define displacement reaction. Write the definition in the inverted comma. The reaction in which an element takes position or place of another element from its compound, another element from its compound is called displacement reaction. Is called correct definition of displacement reaction. Note down definition in exam, use the same definition, will get full marks. The reaction in which an element, underline the word in the exam, underlining, draw the attention, position or place of another element from its compound is called displacement reaction or single displacement reaction. Many times we call it as single displacement reaction because there is another displacement reaction, double displacement reaction. We'll study it in the next period. Double displacement reaction. Now, I will ask you a question. Now, I will repeat the same experiment like this. Now, this time I will take, right, ferrous sulfate solution, which is green in color. Ferrous sulfate solution, which is green in color, in water. Take ferrous sulfate crystals, which are green in color. Now, in a test tube, take a copper wire. Copper wire is available even at home also. Copper wire, and immerse it for 30 minutes. What happens? You keep it for 30 minutes and take it away. Observe. What happens? The reactants are copper, symbol is Cu, solid, ferrous sulfate, FeSO4, aqua. And if you take the copper wire after keeping for 30 minutes away, do you think iron is deposited on it? Grey colored iron is deposited on it? Anybody? Reddish brown color? Reddish brown color. Iron nail. Generally, it's a normal iron nail will have the grey color. Iron nail will have the grey color. Reddish brown will be ferric ions. Reddish brown. Sattvic, reddish brown color. Iron nail. Red brown in color. See what happens when you, do you think it is deposited? Answer, iron is deposited on copper. Anybody answer yes or no? How many of you say yes? Reverse reaction. This time I have taken ferrous sulfate, immersed copper wire in it. In the previous case, what we took iron nail and we took a copper sulfate. In that we placed iron nail. There copper was deposited on the iron nail. Now we have reversed it. I have taken ferrous sulfate, immersing copper wire. Do you think iron is deposited on it? Yes or no? Many of you are saying that. What is your answer? You keep it for 30 minutes or 30 hours. No reaction takes place. Remember, no reaction takes place. No reaction takes place. No reaction takes place. Why? I will answer you in the next period. Why? I will answer you in the next period, and we will discuss about you study before coming to the next period the activity series, displacement reaction, study and attend the class so that you can understand what is the difference. Okay, time is up, and that's all for today. In the next class, so we'll continue with the remaining, and I will send you assignments. Please respond in the WhatsApp group. If you like Logzi live classes, please ask your friends to subscribe and join in the live stream. Therefore, I am coming live so that you can comment here, we can discuss here, you can do interaction so that I can also feel the presence of the classroom. Come live, don't watch recorded things, recorded video. Therefore, I am not a YouTuber, you are not a subscribers, you are students, I am teacher, this is a classroom. Classes, this is a period, it is a period. Okay, attend the period regularly. Definitely will feel the difference. Within 1 month, your chemistry and mathematics will be improved to a greater height. Solve the assignments already I have sent you. Similarly, I will send you an assignment in chemistry also. Be ready to solve, and I will send you how many doubt questions are there. You write in the box, right? I think there are 40, that is 20 questions in identities. I'll send some questions on this before you coming to the next class. Okay, fine.